Beyonce. Okay, so I want to just get into why you decided to name that song Beyonce.
Honestly, I did a bunch of polls. Well, I did a poll, right? And I told people like, I dropped the snippet. I was like, yo, I need help naming this. And I'm not gonna lie, like, no offense to anybody who submitted names, but like, like the names weren't that good, and I was just like, alright, let me just go through these lyrics. I didn't want to name it Drunken Love because like, that's already. And so I was just like, I don't know, like that's gonna grab attention, Beyonce.
Okay,
But I'm
good marketing.
but I'm pretty sure there's like 1,000 songs named Beyonce. But I was just thinking like, like Beyonce, it just felt right. So I named it Beyonce, and here we are now.
Okay. So is that somebody who inspired you? And if not, can you just give me, or if she is, or if not, just give me a few more artists who inspired you to make music?
Beyonce definitely inspired me, especially like I went to her last show in New York on Sunday.
Me too.
And what?
I went on Saturday.
That made like the inspiration just shot and like it skyrocketed. Like the visuals, the production, the vocal, like just how she uses her vocals, how she's able to hold notes for like a certain amount of time. She's definitely an inspiration. I would say Michael Jackson is inspiration. People like Kanye West, Kendrick Lamar. Of course, you gotta put Drake in there. If we're talking about like more artists, I like Raven Nash, and then everybody else that inspires me is usually like just my friends, because I have a big group of creatives who do like videos or photos, or they use their voice, they make beats, they paint, they draw. So it's a wide variety.
So as far as creativity, and you writing your music, and like, how's the process like of you writing your music, going in the studio and just like creating a song?
I like to freestyle. That's why I make my strongest music, because if I could walk into the studio, or if I just hear a beat in general, and it's like, it's like, oh yeah, like I know what to say. Or even if I don't know exactly what to say, like I know what melody to hum on. That is perfect, because I could take that melody, keep humming, so I formulate words. But sometimes, like, if I'm not in the studio to just like freestyle and write, I'll try to write. Like, it's hard for me to write, like, because that's my strongest like way of creating. But I'll try to like just right, get the ideas down. Beyonce was written. That wasn't a freestyle. That was a fully written song.
Okay.
But like, I mean, my next single I'm about to drop, that was a freestyle. So I'm curious to see how people, digest that.
I wanted to ask too, will there be a remix to this song?
I don't plan on doing a remix unless Beyonce wants to remix it.
Okay.
But other than that, like, I'm just gonna keep it to myself and like try to establish myself as an artist, like before I start like lining out like remix and features and stuff like that. I want to show people like I am solidified on my own first.
Okay. As far as you creating this sound, because your music doesn't sound like most music coming out of New York. How important is it for your music to be original and not blend in with everybody else?
Very, very important. That's one of the most important things, because like, if you're in the drill game, I guess there's a lot of talented drill artists, but since there's like 300 or however many, like it's kind of like it's with anything in life that has like a lot of people doing the same thing. You're only gonna get like that 1 in 300, that 2 in 300 or stuff like that. Like it's only gonna be a few people, but it's like if I just make a whole new lane and excel at it, and like I'm the only one there, or it's me and 5 others, me and those other 5 can eat and probably be like, when I think of like drill music in New York, like obviously like I think of like Bobby Shmurda were the first ones, like Roddy Rebel, and then you get the like years after that, like Pop Smoke, but even before Pop Smoke, like Bambino, Crazy Staff, like certain people like that, and it's just, or like Raw Swish. So I want to do that for this like lane where I'm at right now, just like be one of those New York artists that's like, really paves the way.
So how would you describe your sound?
I don't know, honestly, like that's the thing. I think it's just me right now, and like the more I make music, it'll become me, because what I'm trying to do with music is like not, grab influence from some people, but not like sound like anyone at all. Like if I can, when I hear Travis Scott's music, like that's Travis Scott, So
okay,
that's what I want. Like that's what I want. Like people to hear my music, like, you know, that's around. So that's what it is.
Okay, so what artist would you say is your competition right now?
Honestly, I don't even like to use like the word like competition. Like I don't see anybody as competition. Like, you know, I see them as like inspiration. Like honestly, anybody like who I see like excelling at certain things, and it's like, yeah, like I like that. Like, I wanna be able to get to that. I wanna hit 1 million streams, 1 billion streams, or like, you know. But as far as like competing, I think like that would take a lot away from my art a lot. Like if I was focused and like, you know, trying to like
I'll do something else. I see that you just did a show with the Bowery Showroom. So how does it feel when you perform your song and like everybody in the room knows the words?
It feels good because like, you know, for 6 years I've been striving for that. Yeah.
It's good.
And like for the past 2 years, like, you know, I've been starting to like learn how to make catchy songs so like, you know, a good amount of people can sing back. But like now that, you know, just like a large population of the room is singing it back, it's not even kind of crazy. It is crazy. And I had like my first moment where DJ, like I performed Beyoncé like on Tuesday Detention. I performed that like 3 times that one night, that one set. And then when the 4th time came around, the DJ was like, nah, they gotta sing it. Like he just cut the whole beat. From me, DJ directed, and like they sang it front to back. So
well, this is just the beginning.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy. Have you faced any challenges like as far as like the music industry and just like having people like kind of like not with you but then start fucking with you, like, you know, when your music start popping, or just like, you know?
I mean, like, you know, I've been working for 6 years, so like of course like I've been texting people, sending my music out to DJs and certain stuff, and like, you know, I guess like like I don't know. Wait, I don't want to answer this wrong. For me, can you answer the question one more time?
Okay, so let's just start with this. Yeah. Have you faced any challenges entering this industry?
I don't think I've faced any like real challenges yet, besides like trying to. Well, yeah, I have faced challenges. Like, you know, people don't really understand. I guess like I don't broadcast my reality to everybody, so people think I'm probably like still in the same reality I was like the last month, like in the summer, and they think it's like they can just call me and like I can just rush out whenever, but like, you know, or like, you know, or yeah, like I'm working, like, you know, I get like a lot of text messages get lost now and stuff like that, because it's just like throughout the day, like I'm here with my manager. Then we, you know, and it's in the middle, we gotta stop to eat, we gotta find something to eat, like we have to be human, we gotta do all these human things. So it's like now all my free time before is taken up by music, which I love, music things, you know, interviews and stuff. And then when I'm not doing that, I'm just trying to be human, like, you know. So yeah, I think like that's the challenge really. Like, you know, I haven't even been seeing my parents like that, so it's like I only see them like, you know, last few days I stay in the house because I'm like, I'm free, like I'm not leaving.
It's good to have off time when you're super busy all the time.
Yeah.
But that just shows that your career is moving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's a good thing.
You up, and it's only up from there. But what would you is there a project coming?
I'm working on. I mean, I was gonna drop a project this summer, but then Beyoncé happened. So like, right now I don't have a mixtape or album type of project coming, but like an EP. The EP is definitely on the side, and like, you know, I got hella singles. So it's pretty fun because like, you know, it's not like I'm just rushing to record music and like replicate Beyonce. Like I have hundreds of unreleased songs to choose from, and I'm still recording. So it's like it's gonna be fun picking and choosing like how to put this puzzle together.
But why did the song stop it? Because I know like usually when your song is popping, that's like the best time to drop something like a project or.
With me, like the way I view music is like, or at least the way I'm viewing my career and like how I want my story to go is like I'm writing like a story, like, you know, so it's like the way I want it to go is like not just, oh, a song pops off and then I just drop like a project after, because now it's like if I really want to like own the moment, people have to focus on this song before I spread out to like a 10, some people drop a 20, you know, song project. So it's like before I even do all of that, like, you know, let this go up, like let the magic of the music, let people get used to my voice, and then drop another single. And then like, you know, I would say I only really need a project when people are asking for it. But until then, like, you know, just keep the visuals and everything. Like, you know, I'm something, like all the elements. So,
for the people who don't know, what is the story behind your name?
Well, my name started making music, I went by my first name, and I was like, nah, this is not gonna work. Like, nobody's just gonna see Aaron on Spotify, or like, you know, like nobody's just, I don't know. But Haran had more appeal to me, and also like growing up, I didn't really like my middle name. I'll ask mom, like, you know, I'll ask my mom, like, why? Like, why did y'all pick that as my middle name? Now I'm like, yeah, like, I'm glad y'all picked it, but you know, I chose that. I chose Haran, and then where Hurri came from was like, I was having, I don't know if this came from when I was in college, but I remember somebody said something to me like, you know, the name, the strongest businesses or artists, like their name, like when it's two names, both names start with the same letter, like, and you know, I don't know if I was Hurricane Haran before then or after, but that definitely made me keep it, like, for sure. After hearing that, I was like, yeah, no, I'm keeping this, and it went from Hurricane Haran, not like, I was just looking at my Instagram ad one day, Twitter, all that, and I'm like, this is like, I don't know, this is mad letters. Like, sometimes I'm just really picky with things that don't matter, but like, I'm like, this is mad letters, like, I gotta cut it in half. Hurri, and I just became Hurri Haran. But also, I didn't want anybody to compare me to Hurricane Chris. So, yeah, like, you know.
I immediately thought that was a hurricane.
Yeah, so it's like, I was like, nah.
Okay, I do want to ask if you had to collaborate with any artist right now. I really wanted to ask, like, because female rap is like popping.
You know, I was gonna say,
so
I was gonna say,
if you
lady
had to
rap.
collaborate with any female rapper, only one right now, who would it be?
Probably Lola Brooke.
Lola Brooke? Wow. Why?
I was like, I think our voices would mix very well on the track. I appreciate that, like, you know, I appreciate her style of rap. Like, she really raps, she has bars, and like, you know, just when I don't know, like, I'm more of a like a R&B singing, like, you know, type of artist. Like, I rap too sometimes, but when I think of like a lot of songs I like from back then, there would be like a male rapper and then an R&B singer on it. So I'm thinking like, what if there's a woman rapper?
Yeah.
You know, singing what type of like
switch up.
it could be fire, you know. So
I feel like that's what we missing too in R&B, like having that male rapper and a female on the hook, or just like a singer on the hook. Period. Because the songs back then were like top tier. Now they're like 3 rappers. They all like
we're getting back to
super hardcore.
We're getting back
We need love songs. We need love songs. And how important is it for your music to be a vibe?
Oh, very important, because like without that, it's like, you know, there's many different vibes. So it's just like without catching a vibe, are people gonna play that? Or like, you know, that's one of the most important parts. Like, you know, just trying to set the mood. Like with Beyonce, like the way I did that is just like, you know, time isn't past, and that sets the mood. And every lyric after that is just continuing to build and, you know, blossom and show you the real picture of things.
Yeah, I definitely got. And I heard another song that you did. I think it was like a feature. It's like a song called Ludacris.
Okay, yeah, that's my guy Fari. I was on his project.
And I feel like that song was like poppy and like Jersey beat-ish. And I like the vibe of that song. Like, cause I feel like you could definitely do pop too. Like.
Yeah, so I have pop music, I have house music, I have Afro, boom bap, I have everything. Like, so, you know, it's just about the timing, the dropping, and everything. But you know, there's a lot to share.
Well, I hope next year you have another song of the summer.
It's gonna happen. It's already in there.
Last but not least, like what determines a song? Like what makes a song of the summer?
Can you play it at the parties? Can you play it when you get dressed to go out to the parties or just link up with your friends? Can you play it in the shower? Like just any time of the summer, can it be played at any point in the car ride, just anywhere on the train, like the ride home from the function, you know? So I think that's really what it is.
Okay. And do you think Beyonce is the song of the summer?
Absolutely. Oh, for real. I think it's the song of the summer, but whatchamacallit, like if it's, you know, if people don't think it is this year, it's gonna be there many other summers after to claim, and we're gonna drop songs. Like.
We heard that. So where do you see yourself in the next year?
I see myself getting paid a lot to perform. You know, getting paid for my shows. Definitely having a good amount of music out, and like yeah, I don't know. You know, a year from now, even like at the end of my career, like I don't see a bunch of like superficial things for myself. Like, of course, I want a nice car, nice clothes, a nice home. But like, you know, it's not gonna be like, you know, like, you know,
chains.
like go like, you know, I'm gonna get jewelry and stuff like that, but it's gonna be like classy. Like, you know, that's how I would describe it myself. It's not gonna be too like just overbearing, like, you know, what they try to, you know. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, everybody knows. Okay, so can you let people know where they can find you and follow you?
Yes, you can follow me at HurriHaran. That's Hurri Haran. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, if you would like. I'm trying to think what else I'm on like anywhere. You can look for Hurri Haran on like, yeah, just anywhere.